Namaskar. I welcomes you on the behalf of Sankalp Foundation, and I am a Jalgaon for a webinar given by Dr.RavindraVora sir. He is a very good Karyakarta of our Jal Biradri. I just introduce about our organization, Sankalp Foundation. We are working from 10 years as an NGO in Jalgaon district. We are having two principles. One from Mahatma Gandhi, go to villages, and the one principle we follow of Swami Vivekanand, Jiva Bhave Shiva Seva. I just want to share one video of our NGO with you, and then we start for our today's webinar. Just 1 minute.
छोटा गाणं आहे. त्याला सर्व
In Corona, when all the physical activities are stopped, we started a webinar series. In that webinar series, we from all the Maharashtra, we introduce all the speakers who are in different subjects. They are expert. For example, rural development, yogic farming, natural farming, organic farming, then competitive exam, and all the other topics related to history. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, Gautam Buddha, and water security. All these topics are delivered by the experts from all over the Maharashtra. And now from last 15th August 2022, we are started in a webinar series. Just one. Samvad Sarthi webinar series for the Divyang persons all over the India from 15th August till today. There are 35 speakers who are all Divyangs. They share their life story on this platform, and it's a very inspiration from all the Divyangs who are achieve their top position in their life. I just stop here and request Dr. Varun sir to introduce our today's speaker, Dr. RavindraVora sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Vishal. I am Dr. Sarode. Good evening to all IMA members of Jalgaon. I feel a pleasure to introduce my mentor, my boss, Dr.RavindraVora. I feel very much gratitude that I got this opportunity to introduce my mentor, Dr. Ravindra Vora. He is the first pediatric surgeon in Maharashtra outside Mumbai. He started practice in 1971 in Sangli as a Chaitanya Hora Hospital till 2004. Then he joined Pediatric Surgery Institute, HJKC, and at present he is working in the Bharati Vidyapit Medical College, Sangli, and also Birth Defect Clinic at Manavraj Charitable Trust, Sangli. He is a founder for conducting a surgical camp at Dr. Abhay Bang's place in Gadchiroli, that is Search, which was started in 2004, and now it has flourished because all due to Sir's efforts and his hard work. He is also a member of Indian Birth Defect Prevention Task Force, National Academy of Medical Sciences, Spina Bifida Foundation, India. He is a chief researcher of prevention of birth defect of brain and spinal cord with a T fortification of vitamin B12 and folic acid. He is the founder of Sukhayu, that is Prevention of Birth Defect and Support Foundation. He is a co-chairman of Lancet Commission on Global Surgery. He is a coordinator of campaign of health hazard of environmental degradation and climate crisis. He, if he has done tremendous work to serve our mother, spend his every second to save our mother, and he just got the prestigious award from the Spina Bifida Foundation 2023, almost 15 days back. He has got so many awards. He has got a Surgical Champion Award 2016. Then he has got a Sanskrit Savardhana Medal. Means I can't give his whole CV because it will take almost 2 to 3 hours to complete his CV. He has tremendous work. So I will cut down this, and I will introduce my sir, Dr. RavindraVora sir, and ask him to start his lecture on this interesting topic about water conservation and how to preserve our nature. Thank you. Sir?
Thank you, Varun sir. I request Dr. Vora sir to start his talk. Just give me 1 minute. I will share your presentations.
I thank Sankalp Foundation, Vishal, Sankul, and IMA President, Secretary, and the members of IMA Jalgaon to have me this evening as your speaker. And this topic is of my interest and very close to my heart. And I have been doing this service to Mother Nature since 1978. And I, being a doctor, naturally, I realize how much the degradation of environment and pollution of environmental factors or Panchamahabhutas cause human health problems. And that's why I am presenting here this PowerPoint presentation on environment, climate change, and health hazards. I have presented this at 2 international conferences of WHO as well as GAPIO. So let us start with the next slide. Dr. Sandeep Shrotri, a surgeon and nature conservationist of Satara, and Dr. Suhas Khambe, PhD microbiologist, they have helped me to bring this PowerPoint presentation to you. Vishal, next, please. Next slide. And let us introduce this topic because why we are talking about this. See, we must realize if we have to maintain the health of human beings, we have to maintain the health of our mother nature. Otherwise, it's not possible for us to maintain our health. So, as you know, there have been in last 10, 20 years, there have been changes in the climate. And from changes in the climate, um, we have been suffering year after year, either due to floods or droughts or cyclones or heat waves. And you name, so many natural catastrophes are occurring all over the world. And uh, these catastrophic changes in the environment and climate on the planet Earth have caused a great increase in diseases, morbidity, and premature mortality. The factors have reduced the safety and quality of human life, even posing a threat to survival of human race during the present sixth mass extinction. I'll not explain the uh, danger of the sixth mass extinction now, but at the end, if somebody is interested and asks me question, I'll let you know what this means to us. But let me just say that human beings are the only cause of this sixth mass extinction on the face of the earth. So, as we have seen, it is causing burden of disease worldwide, and that's why it has increased the challenges and the responsibilities of healthcare providers like you and me, and the expenses to the national healthcare system, whether it is public hospital or private hospital, it all uh, comes to expenditure of the healthcare systems. So, environmental degradation and climate change has not remained only there; it has become climate crisis, and by 2030 and beyond, it will become climate catastrophe, and it will affect the rich and the poor. Both are vulnerable, but the poor and the rural people, tribals, are hit the hardest from the health hazards. Next, please. See, therefore, we have to prevent health hazards first to the nature and all life forms through nature rejuvenation and environmental enrichment strategies. Our role in the society is more important to make people, leaders, policymakers, and the government aware of the causes and facets of health hazards and convince them to conserve the natural resources and restore the environmental balance by reducing exploitation, population of natural resources, pollution of natural resources, and thus reduce the carbon footprint. Next. But how can we do this? See, at present, what we have been doing on the earth is we are only doing development. We are using all the natural resources for the benefit of Homo sapiens. That's all. We are so greedy and we want all the comforts. We want all the resources in the nature for ourselves at the cost of so many millions of life forms on the earth, aquatic, land, on the land, as well as in the air. All are suffering because we have uh, taken away the resources which they need for their survival, and we have taken them away from them, and that we have to rectify and make changes, uh, eco-friendly changes in our lifestyle. And at the same time, as doctors, you will realize that it's not only exploitation of natural resources, not only the pollution of natural resources, but it is the population explosion which is also causing all this climate crisis. See, uh, when we became independent, we were so rich in all our resources on the in our nation, that sorry, am I visible there? Hello?
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Because I can't see my face here, so I don't know whether I'm looking at the camera or somewhere else. Okay, so we have to change our priorities of nation's prosperity from gross domestic product to gross natural resources. We should be happy if we have got really good natural resources like Bhutan. You know, Bhutan is the most happiest country in the world, and that's because they have preserved their natural resources utmost, and that's why they are healthy and they are happy. So it's the happiness and the health does not really depend on how much money you have and how much comforts you have on the in your vicinity. Next, please. Now see, environmental degradation, it's a threat to human survival. Scientists have proclaimed that if we don't do anything, the sixth mass extinction will vanish all the wildlife from the face of the earth by 2050. And by end of this century, it will be very difficult for the human race to survive uh, anywhere on the earth. So let us see what happens. Forests, we have degraded the forest, uh, air, ozone, and sound. All this is in the atmosphere. We have polluted, we have exploited water. Same thing, soil, we have polluted, and that in turn pollutes our food. And then we release by uh, consuming fossil fuels and burning wood and other things. So the thermal energy and fossil fuel energy is causing emission of CO2, emission of greenhouse gases. So methane is also one of the greenhouse gases, sulfur dioxide, and those micro particles, they are called SPM, that is um, uh, suspended particulate matters. They go into your alveoli, and very tiny alveoli are blocked, and uh, they become inefficient for absorbing oxygen. So greenhouse gases is the real cause behind climate change, because greenhouse gases do not allow the solar energy which falls onto the earth to return. It cannot return because of this glasshouse effect, atmosphere which is around the earth. So the temperature rises. And how much it rises? See, there is a one this thing. Everybody should know this. It's 1 degree centigrade, 1.5 degrees centigrade, and by 2030 it will be 2 degrees centigrade average, or the average temperature of the earth 250 years ago. See, this is the baseline they have taken, because 250 years ago we started industrialization, we started emitting lot of uh, gases, and we have cut down our forests, because on the earth all this carbon dioxide is 1/3 carbon dioxide is absorbed by the forest, and 2/3 is absorbed by the sea, not the sea water but planktons, the seaweeds, those who are the fauna, the flora of the sea absorbs 2/3 of carbon dioxide. So we have to see that it is the industrialization on the earth which has started raising the average temperature of the earth. And now we have reached a point when it is coming to a point of no return, and it will affect everybody, all life forms. So Radiation is another thing which we are very familiar. We know the Chernobyl, this thing, 3 mile, this thing, catastrophe. All these nuclear reactors we have gone haywire, and they have produced a lot of nuclear pollution and caused the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki have produced a lot of damage to human beings and other life forms. So ultimately it changes, comes down to climate change and population and lifestyle. Everything affects our family. Everything affects us. Next. See, the forests are the lungs of our earth, yet we are losing them at an alarming rate. Alarming rate. See what happens if you lose 1/4 of your lung capacity. You will not get enough oxygen. Similarly, if Amazon loses 1/3 of its forest and the whole planet loses half of its forest in last 100 years, so what happens? Definitely this CO2 will rise, and not only that, but the animals which forest is the habitat of so many wildlife, birds, insects, butterflies, and the wildlife animals, mammalians. So all they have to leave their habitat, and they come out of the jungle, and they come out into the human habitat. So next slide. See, 300 infectious diseases have emerged in the past 70 years due to developmental activities, because we have cut down forests, the wildlife comes out, and they also bring their friendly organisms out. They are transmitted to domesticated animals. They are transmitted directly to us through um, uh, vectors like mosquitoes, and in the recent case of COVID, through the bats. So disease causing viruses and their vectors are mutating and adapting to humans. So what happens? Worldwide yearly incidence is 2.5 billion, means 250 crores, and mortality is 2.7 million. That is 27 lakh people die just because of uh, wildlife is coming out of the forest. Next. The incidence of disease and that were once controlled to confined to wildlife in forest are now attacking human beings. Next, please. Why? Hello, Vishal.
Yes, sir.
Can you not go ahead?
Vishal?
Yes, now it's infectious diseases. Now 300 infectious diseases have emerged in the last 70 years. Okay. And now we'll go to the diseases causing viruses and vectors. I have just told you, they are now adapting and mutating to humans. With increasing global mobility, these diseases are causing pandemics, as we have recently seen in last 2 years, the COVID pandemic. Tropical diseases affect 500 million people each year, killing around 20 million. Next, please. See, this is epidemiology of diseases and cycle of transmission. It may be transmitted directly or indirectly through the domesticated animals, through their products, through their food, feeds, through their milk, etc. You have, this is only a short list: malaria, yellow fever, encephalitis, HIV, swine flu, chikungunya, dengue, rabies, and COVID, etc. So all this is because we have cut down the forests. We have increased the climatic temperature. At the same time, we have allowed animals to come out and transmit their diseases to us. Now, air pollution. See, India has got the um, honor of being having 21 cities out of 30 in the world which have most polluted air. And our capital is the number one capital in the world out of all capitals of the nations, which has heavily polluted air. So air can be polluted outside or inside the house. Say outside, when it causes because of the industrial smoke or exhausts from our cars and two-wheelers. Say URTI, LRTI, bronchial asthma, emphysema, COPD, and pneumoconiosis, cancer, IHD, strokes, and premature death. So in India, it is the fifth cause of deaths in India. Air pollution is the fifth cause and resulting in 6,20,000 premature deaths per year. But that is not alone. That was outside pollution, outdoor pollution. What about indoor air pollution? See, we have closed our these things. We are having ACs and fans and everything, and we have allowed everything to be inside the buildings. And there, the poor use solid fuel for their daily food, cooking food, and they get polluted. A lady who is sitting next to such a chula takes smoke equivalent to nearly 4 packets of cigarettes, which a man or woman will smoke in a day. Similarly, our fashion of having these sprays of air conditioners and what you call them, sprays, body sprays and all that. That is causing air pollution. 40% of global pollution is exposed to household air pollution. Next. So now comes another vital natural resource, water. So we have seen the effect of losing forests. We have seen air pollution causing so many diseases. Now let us see what water pollution causes because of lack of sanitation and hygiene and chemical pollution and scarcity of drinking water. All these things put together, they will cause depletion of depletion and lack of clean water, pollution of water bodies with human and animal excreta, chemicals from farmlands, industrial effluents, and urban waste and plastic. See, these are all farmlands because we are doing chemical farming. Industrial effluents because in last 250 years we are exploding with all these industries for our development. And this urban waste, it's going recently only Krishna River, which flows through Sangli, saw lakhs of fish dying because of pollution from factories nearby. Another place in Sangli district, Paed, where the Tilganga River meets Krishna River. There was an incidence of thousands of fish dying and floating on the water. See, this is all because of our doing. We are not treating. Yeah. Is it time is over? Okay. Hello.
Just
And I'll go fast.
sir, there is some technical issue. I share presentation. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. I'll just go little fast. Water pollution, it is from contamination and it will cause bacterial, viral or parasitic diseases. Either they are sporadic, endemic or epidemic. Diarrhea, bacterial or amoebic, typhoid, paratyphoid, infective hepatitis, encephalitis, leptospirosis in floodwaters, and indirect and delayed, we'll see in the next slide. It will affect all ages. Gastrointestinal infections and epidemics will affect everybody. But when it affects children less than 5 years, it causes enteric dysfunction. It will cause malnutrition. It will retard their growth. They will be stunted. And when they grow up as adults, they will be subject to getting diabetes, metabolic syndromes, chronic lung diseases, osteoporosis, and mental illnesses. See, all we see them in adults, but the root cause may be in the childhood and in their lifestyle that we are not recognizing. We are just trying to treat them whenever a patient comes to us. Next. Now, I recently said that diseases due to chemical pollution. Chemical pollution of our water occurs from the effluents from the industries, sewage water from the cities and villages and towns, and also from the agriculture. Since this green revolution of 70s, we are depending so much on chemical pollution without realizing the long-term effects of this chemical farming. Although it has made possible to feed larger population, at the same time, it has made this large population weak, diseased, and having premature deaths. So what it causes? Chemicals like chlorine, sulfates, nitrates, fluorides, mercury, lead, selenium, copper, fuel oils, insecticides, and chemical fertilizers. Here, you have to divide them into two groups. The insecticides, chemical fertilizers are from the farmlands. Other things are from the mines and from the groundwater, and other pollutants are from the air. So they cause diseases, infertility, fetal anomalies, cancers, colitis, fluorosis, hypertension, renal dysfunction, dementia.
Sir, sir,
How many
just 1
diseases?
minute.
Okay,
Hello,
okay, sorry.
sir, I just share the presentation. There is some technical issues, so it stops. Now it working.
Okay, okay. Now you can just go ahead. I have talked on those things, but you can say, see, this is indoor pollution causing a lot of diseases. Then we come to depletion. No, next. We come to depletion and lack of clean water. Pollution, water pollution causes so many diseases, and that is human and animal excreta, chemicals from farmlands, industrial effluents, and urban waste and plastics. Next. See, contamination by organic matter will cause so many diseases. They may be either due to bacteria, viruses, or parasites. And they can be either direct, sporadic, endemic, or epidemics, like diarrheas, typhoid, paratyphoid, infective hepatitis, encephalitis, leptospirosis, and so many diseases we are getting just because of water pollution. Next, please. Next. And this will affect all ages, and especially the children under 5 years. If they are affected by repeated enteric disinfections, they will have stunted growth, they will have malnutrition, and when they grow up, they are more prone to get diabetes, metabolic syndromes, chronic lung diseases, osteoporosis, and mental illnesses. See, we see them in adults. We don't realize that the cause has been in the childhood, in their childhood, because of recurrent diarrhea children get. Next. Next, please. See, diseases due to chemical pollution. Chemical pollutants can be from the air, it can be from the water, like chlorine, sulfates, nitrates, and uh, fluorides and mercury. Then there can be lead and selenium, copper, uh, then even the direct fuel oils and insecticides, chemical fertilizers. And what do they cause? They cause infertility, fetal anomalies, cancers when they grow up, colitis, fluorosis of the teeth, hypertension, renal dysfunction, and dementia. So when we say aging causes dementia, it may be because of the pollution we have also received during our lifetime. Next. So causes curse of green revolution was poison in the food. See what happens is ultimately water pollution and land pollution will go to the food, and all the food is all contaminated. Our mothers and wives, our sisters, they cook food and with love they will feed you, but they don't realize, and you also don't realize, every day they are feeding you a small amount of poison. Poison, where does that come from? It comes through the grains, it comes through the pulses. All the farm produce contain pollutants, and those pollutants come from chemical fertilizers and insecticides, uh, um, uh, fungicides, etc. And we don't realize that. And all the people, not only vegetarian, non-vegetarian will get more dose, because the animals which feed on this grass contaminated by these chemical fertilizers and insecticides, they will multiply their store in their body. The milk will have more pollution. Even the mothers, their breast milk is contaminated by these insecticides, pesticides used in the farm. So, and they will cause a number of diseases: infertility, genetic defects, abortions, IUGR means intrauterine growth retardation, stillbirths, birth defects, cancers, Parkinsonism, hepatic and renal dysfunction, respiratory and cardiac diseases, Alzheimer's as well. So you have the whole list of diseases we are suffering from. I mean NCDs, non-communicable diseases. But see, these are in a way they are also communicable, but they are not communicated by the organisms, but they are communicated by polluted natural resources. Next. See, now we come to groundwater. Groundwater is the only source for our future generations to give us drinking water, to give us water for our agriculture. And that also we have been polluting because of our mines, because of our infrastructures, a lot of uh, highways and motorways. So we are polluting our groundwater with lead, arsenic, copper, iron, mercury, nickel, and fluoride. In Maharashtra, you don't see this so much. You go to Odisha, you go to Bengal, and they are suffering so much from all these metallic pollutants in their flowing water, and leave alone groundwater. Even their surface water is polluted with this. So it affects your bones, muscles, bone marrow depression, neurological disorders. Then again comes turbidity, minerals, and salts in our water. You realize when you take out bore well water, its turbidity is 800, 900 ppm, whereas your municipal water, it is brought down to 300. But if you drink rainwater, which I do since 2004, I drink whole year only rainwater, which I harvest from my rooftop. So from rooftop, you can harvest rainwater and drink pure water, God's water uh, from the skies whole year. You can store it, filter it, store it, and drink it whole year. Otherwise, you are taking all these harmful with concentrations beyond limits, and some can cause kidney stones also, in addition to metabolic diseases. Animals also get some diseases and transfer to human beings, like parasitic and fungal infections. Now let us see, this is a very important slide. Please see here, chemical pollutants in the air, water, soil or food, any source, they will enter your body through all our five sense organs, either skin, either nose, or our mouth. So all these things are entry points. And what happens to these? We cannot metabolize them. We cannot excrete them because it will take few thousand years for human beings to evolve to metabolize these pollutants. See, we have been able to metabolize so many things in our liver and excrete them through the kidney because of it has taken thousands of years for evolution to uh, uh, give this capacity for our systems to metabolize these pollutants. But these newer pollutants, newer chemicals, there are no enzymes to degrade them and excrete them. So they are stored. They are where they are stored. They are stored in the fat cells because they have less work to do. But our all important organs in the body, brain, glands, I mean, thyroid and other glands, endocrine glands, and heart, liver, spleen, gonads, kidneys, they all contain, all these things have got to have fat cells because that supports the parenchyma. So uh, the stored pollutants will affect those organs. That will depend genetic makeup of you or me. If I am susceptible for my heart, I will get my heart disease. If my liver is susceptible genetically, this stored chemical pollutants will affect my liver. I will get cancer of liver, or I will get cancer of my testes or my brain. So, but that also affects, now see from anti-clockwise. If it goes to milk, eggs, fish and meat, it will be in excess. Now, it will affect genetics, it will affect chromosomal, if it will cause chromosomal changes, effect on the fetus, it will cause birth defects or it will cause abortion. Genetic and chromosome changes will also cause infertility. And suppose it causes cellular changes, it will result into cancer. Cancer, why it happens? Because the cells have lost, the body has lost the control over their growth of certain number of cells. So they grow. So the cellular changes will cause cancer. Then will compromise our immunity. And once immunity is compromised, we are more prone to get infections, either systemic infections or skin infections. It will affect our central nervous system and psychology. We'll get psychiatric diseases or neurological diseases. And will be allergic to the chemicals because they are not known to our body. Our tissues cannot recognize them. They cannot handle them. So what happens is they will they produce allergy, and allergy will result in allergy of the ENT structures. It will result in asthma. It will result in skin diseases, and it will also cause autoantibodies against our own proteins, and that will cause our arthritis and other diseases. You know all those things. So either systemic or locomotor diseases due to autoantibodies. And suppose you take overdose of this pollutants, many people do take their own life, commit suicide by drinking these pollutants, and that causes premature death. But at the same time, all these things affecting our body and getting all these diseases is going to affect us, and we'll have premature death. Next. So now we'll go just little fast. Health hazards of radiation, you know, whether it is nuclear or from X-rays or radiotherapy, and that will affect whole body all multiplying cells will get affected, and it will affect our gametes, fetus, cancers. It will cause cancer, genetics, and enters our food chain also. Huh? Electronic gadgets, cell phones, these are not what we are using day in and out. It's causing our radiation of our brain cells and our gametes. I mean, uh, testes or ovaries are affected because of the vicinity of these gadgets to these structures. Next. Next, please. See, other causes, transport will cause fuel consumption, air pollution, accidents, and trauma. Sound pollution will cause hearing loss, stress leading to psychiatric problems and hypertension. Explosion of population. See the slide here on the right. See how can they get enough for their needs, leave alone for their greed. But even they cannot get these things, so they are causing that's causing affection of their health. And sound will cause also affect. It will affect your hearing as well as your mind. Next. Climate change, I told you why we are getting climate change. It is because of the temperature, average temperature of the earth rising beyond the average temperature 250 years ago. And if it reaches 1.5 to 2 degrees centigrade above the average, it will cause a lot of melting of glaciers, and melting of glaciers on both the poles, South Poles, North Pole, and Himalayas, all mountains. It will cause flooding, and then there will be again droughts, because there will be no water flowing in our Ganga, Yamuna, and all other Himalayan rivers. So it will cause flooding. The sea level will rise. See, they predict that by 2030, at least 20 feet sea level will rise. What will happen to the cities and habitations on the coast of all continents? They will all get submerged. So either you have heat wave or droughts or floods or cyclones, and that will all cause health hazards. Next. Climate change and diseases, they are because of the diseases will be either physical or psychological. See, on the left, you have just headlines of climate change, either temperature rise or sea level rise or hydrologic extremes. That means either there are floods, more rains, unpredicted rains, or droughts. And that will cause all these extreme weather related health effects will be there. El Nino and these things which cause these atmospheric changes, air pollution, allergies, vector-borne diseases, waterborne diseases, water and food supply will be in short, malnutrition will be there, then psychological impacts on displaced population, and health effects from climate. And as we already seen that it will affect, it will make the rich and poor vulnerable, but the people who are in the rural areas and those who are poor in urban areas, they will be hit hardest. Next. We are coming close to our time. So Gandhiji 100 years ago said, he was not an environmentalist scientist, but he knew what was happening around us. And then he said, there is enough on the earth for everyone's need. Everyone's means not only every human being, but every life form's needs, but not for everyone's greed. And here, this everyone is you and me. We are the human beings having greed and ego, and we are, because of our intelligence, we are creating havoc with natural resources, and our lifestyle has changed so much that it's going out of control. So there are 3 P's. Remember 3 P's and 7 R's. Three P's is plundering. Plundering means either you are mining or you are destroying, exploiting. All this is plundering. And then next is pollution. And third is population explosion. And this will all increase carbon footprint. And carbon footprint, once it increases, it will cause a lot of climate change, climate crisis. And we have to come down to reducing carbon footprint, and that is in the hands of you and me and the people whom you treat, whom you teach, and the children whom you are going to give this knowledge of a healthy living and lifestyle. Uh, so we have to, there are 7 R's. Either you refuse, I refuse to have more uh, material gains, so that uh, not enough is extracted from the this thing. For example, people living in the cities have 140 liters per head, but the people in the living in the rural area, they have only 40 liters per head. Why? Are we superhumans to spend so much of water? So we are just wasting water, and it is getting polluted and going to the river. So we have to refuse to take that in. We have to reduce the use, and we have to reuse, use and reuse till it becomes uh, not suitable for the use which was destined to it, for which it was produced. But it has got other uses which we can use. Hmm? So then we have to recycle everything after we have used and it has finished its use. We have to recycle, recollect and recycle. Then we have to restore whatever we have lost. See, we have destroyed our water resources. We have destroyed our forests. We have to restore them. We have to recharge uh, groundwater. We have to recharge energy sources. So, and all this will help us to rejuvenate nature, for which nature has bestowed upon us. It has blessed us with super intelligence, supracortex. You doctors, you know that we have got supracortex. And what is the use of that? That is not only for intelligence, not only to uh, 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 fulfill our greed, but it is also to maintain the balance in the environment, keep the natural cycles going, so that there will be no havoc. Every life form will get whatever they need. Next. So we have to have eco-friendly housing where there is natural ventilation and light, energy from solar and wind energy generation, solar water heaters, solar cookers, LED lighting, and switch off the standby gadgets, water, rooftop rainwater harvesting, recycling of wastewater, and 1/4 inch cocks and carbon filters, UV carbon filters. And also, we have to remember that we have to recharge our bore wells with rainwater. Sanitation, everybody knows that it is so important, but there also you can sanitize, you can treat polluted water by bacteria. So this is called bioremediation. And see the figure on the right hand corner. See the beautiful flowers of kardal that is growing in the tanks where the hospital water is being uh, treated with bacteria, and those bacteria will treat water and it will make enough pure for gardening of that thing. So you have got solar water heaters, you have rainwater harvesting, everything. Next. These are just few examples I'm giving you. I can't give you everything here. So biomedical and e-waste disposal, reduce indoor pollution with eco-friendly chemicals, reduce plastic and disposables, insist on organic foods, and discourage junk foods and trash foods and bottled drinks. And greenery, plant trees, shrubs around and within the buildings also. Next. Health of human beings depends on health of Mother Nature. This is the crux of the thing. And if we want change in our atmosphere, if we want to control the climate crisis, and if we want to maintain human health, we have to change ourselves. So be the change you want to see around you. That's what Mahatma Gandhi ji said, and we have to follow that. If we are to survive on the earth, not only treat patients, because we are the people who know what are the health hazards, what are the causes, and we know what are the causes in the of our own making. We have made all these causes and we are suffering. So as healing care providers and healthcare providers, we cannot be just doctors or specialists to treat diseases alone. Be fully aware of the grave consequences of environmental hazards to human health and make governments and people aware and act accordingly to conserve nature. Act means act, make others to act and also act ourselves. Let us be the change. Next, when I drink harvested rainwater, then only I can tell you. When I have solar panels on my building, I can advise you. When I am using solar water heater, then I can advise you. When I am recycling my dirty water in the backyard with bacteria, I can advise you. So when I am composting all my garden waste and using that biological or organic fertilizer for my own garden, I can ask you to do it. So it's not just plain advice I am giving you. I am giving you advice out of study, out of personal what I say. I have been doing it. Then I can tell you. करके देखो, फिर बात में हम बात कर सकते हैं. ऐसा है. So health of human beings depends on health of Mother Nature. Next. What we do and locally from eco-activist groups of health providers, healthcare providers. Let us form local groups. Now I would like your IMA to form groups amongst yourselves who will really take this as their mission and make other doctors aware of these things which I have told you. That's why initially I requested your secretary, Tushar, that you ask few of my friends who are in Jalgaon, like Varun Sarode, Sudarshan Nawal, or Sagar Zavre and Dr. Kabra, homeopathic consultant. They will show this to their different groups. From eco-activist groups, so now I think I have come to the end, and let's have the next. So let us be the change we want to see on the earth. Okay. So what is next? We have taken the pledge. So we all join hands and we do. I give credit to these organizations from where I have collected some material. Some material is from many sources, and that I have put together on this thing. Next. So if you are interested, you can join to save the Mother Earth. Now April 22 is coming close. So that is the Mother Earth Day. And let us get involved and pledge ourselves on the Mother Earth Day that I will definitely change my lifestyle. I will advise my patients and my friends and family members and the society around me about the health of the nature. And then only I have right to talk about health of human beings. Next. So if you want to join Association of Healthcare Providers for Environment, please contact me or contact Sandeep Shrotri, surgeon from Satara. This name is, you see, it's not only doctors or it's not only this thing, healthcare providers, means nurses, lab technicians, physiotherapists, inoculators, ASHA workers. We are all health providers, and it's a combined duty, responsibility of our healthcare care providers to see how we can save the environment and the nature from degradation. Thank you very much for patient listening, and I hope you will continue this showing PPT in your organization, and wherever you get a chance to teach students, college students, NSS students, or even high school students, you can do that. You can always easily translate it into Marathi or Hindi. Thank you very much. Any questions? If time permits, you may ask, and I will try to satisfy you.
Thank you, Dr. Vora, sir. Now, I ask all the participants, they can unmute and ask and feedback. Hello.
If there are no questions, we shall, you may
Request all the
conclude the
participants
session with usual prarthana.
unmute and ask. Hello.
Dr. Tushar, may I have your promise that you will show this PPT in your organization?
Yes, I'll ask Varun to give a short presentation on this in our
Okay.
next CME. Definitely.
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. That will be your contribution to make change in the atmosphere. Huh?
Yes,
Be the
sir.
change. So yeah, you are going to change yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vishal.
I asked all the participants to share their feedback about the presentation.
You can send it on your, you can post this presentation on IMA group. Do you have IMA group in Jalgaon?
Yes, sir, we have it.
So I'll ask Varun to post it on your IMA group, so everybody can see it in his own clinic also.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I asked Varun to put his name also, so people can contact him for any clarification or any difficulty. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I will do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay. Vishal? Will you conclude now?
Yes, yes. I thanks all of IMA doctors and IMA President Dr. Sunil Nata sir and Secretary Dr. Tushar Bendale sir to arrange this webinar of Dr. Vora sir. And I specially thanks to Dr. Vora sir to give his valuable time for IMA Jalgaon and Sankalp Foundation. So we with the suggestion and guidance of Dr. Vora, we continue this for Jalgaon district also. So we take his efforts about the environment and healthcare. So I thanks all of you, and as in every webinar of Jal Biradri, we have a
Prarthana.
yeah. I ask Vora sir to finish this webinar with prayer.
Sarvepi sukhinah santu, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit दुःख भाग भवे. ओम शांती शांती शांती. हा दिवस विश्वातील सर्व जीवांना सुखाचा जावो. भवतु सर्व मंगलम, भवतु सर्व मंगलम, भवतु सर्व मंगलम. धन्यवाद.
Thank you,
Thanks
sir.
all of
Thank
you again.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.